nice internet stability there. Thank you. Yes. Comcast proving again to be a very good and wonderful internet investment provider. Yes. Yeah. I'm just glad I got it working again. I went and reset the modem and the router both, and here we are. When did I cut out? Do you know? Savaret. It's a cool name. Savaret. Savaret the Queen. Or is it Saphiret? Oh, could be that too. Oh, I see. Well, in any case, glad you stuck around. Like I was saying, it's been a while since I've... Sephiret. What did I say? Sephiret. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. I shall try and remember. It's very hard, though, but I will. I'm not used to being alone for 10 minutes. That really hasn't happened in a long time. It was very weird. I was blessed. The first stream I ever had, I think I had over 200 viewers. It was quite shocking, honestly. I think what I was saying was that today I thought it would be cool to try and make something on stream. Straight up. I think it would be cool. I had an idea. Oh, yes, it was huge. This was 4 years ago. 3 years ago. 3 years ago. Streaming became more of a hobby instead of a potential job with what spiraled. But that's how it is. Doesn't mean we can't get back there one day, you know? Gotta keep that hope alive. Anyway, I was thinking about making a video today on stream, because I have made a couple videos on stream that have done pretty well. Let me see if I can find a few of them. Like, it's interesting, specifically, let me see. Let's see here. What videos have I made on stream? Not as many as you would think. Where is it? This one. I made this entire video on stream, and not that we're going to watch it all the way, but it had a little skit and everything, and then I had footage of all of the different, you know, bosses and such that were going to be showcased in the arena back in the day. You know? It was cool. It really was. Let me see. Specifically, these were what we edited on stream. Getting all that footage was quite lovely, I remember. Of all the different boss builds. So, today, we're going to do that again. But instead of Dark Souls, it's going to be something else. And hopefully, because if my internet goes out again, I guess I'm calling it a night. But as long as you're having fun. Well, that's the thing, Saphiret. I am having fun, but not when I'm streaming by myself. Makes me feel so alone. Anyway, enough watching this. You get the idea. It was showcasing some stuff. Anyway, it's not even going to be like that, actually. It is going to be a talking video. Let's see here. I'm just gonna find something in the background here. reflection. Man, I want upbeat music. Here we go to the B-sides. There we go. Okay, don't worry. Nice. Good, good, good. So, I want to do a voice video today. It will be very different from the content that it's been on my channel. But I've been in a creative rut lately, and I need to do something that will inspire some other creativity that I've been meaning to get done, but have not. So, here's the plan. I'm going to read some stuff off the internet. I'll do my best. And perhaps I can make that into something. Maybe. The question is, what the hell am I gonna get off the internet? Ooh. Okay. Here's a good... Here, look at this. So, where is it? These things keep popping up in my recommended. They're these comic dubs. These things. With, of course, the sex appeal thumbnails, but more importantly, the whole, like, look at these. Look at these. Oh my god. It's such a great concept. Just narrating little short stories. I love it. I want to do something like that, so I gotta figure out what to do. My friend Lerno has told me I should read stuff like this before, but I never have any source material to mimic and put onto the channel. So that's the only dilemma I have, but as soon as I get something that we can work with, it will spiral. Trust me, it's how it always works. We just need to find something that we can work with. I was reading some of these edgy quotes. Some of these edgy quotes. And it was like, you know, deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. You know, reading edgy quotes, but I want to find something. There's gotta be something. Ooh, okay. I've got an idea. I've got an idea. We're going to read an SCP case today. I like this. This is a good idea. This is a good idea. It is very, very far-fetched and different from the stuff that I've done in the past, but it's been so long. I think it's time to try new things and not care about what I used to do. You know? At least, I think so. So let's see here. We've got to find something that's good. And again, all that we need to do is figure out something to work with. What is this? Okay, reflection. Oh, well, this is really small. Marvelous idea. Your voice should really go along well. Yes, I thought so too. We just have to find something good to work with. I've seen the other SCP-style channels, you know, have light animations while reading things. I can't, unfortunately, afford that, but surely... okay, alright, this one seems like it has some work put into it. Oh dear. A spacecraft re-entry module. Heavy exterior damage, metal implementations have wielded all apertures in the model shut, and opaque substance covers all viewpoints, okay? Occasional noises originate from the object, including metallic pounding, scraping, and muffled vocalizations. Oh shit, there's like someone in there. Seeking help in distressed. Seeking help in distressed Russian or screaming. Okay, that's horrifying. Oh my god. These noises subside after varying amounts of time and have not responded to any stimuli. It's like a spirit or two trapped in there. Facility interior displayed immense fire damage. No surviving documentation from the facility or otherwise exists. Through a discovered spray-painted message on the entrance wall reads... I can't... It will... Oh. I can't see anything. I'm looking. What is that? Oh, damn, that's it? Oh, no! That's all it is just like a spooky orb. Spooky astronaut orb. Who knows? You know, who knows? Bruh, come on. Alright, back to the drawing board. Oh, there we go. Okay. This is what I was looking for. Something like this. Let's see if it can follow through, okay? Authorized access to the file will result in disciplinary measures or amnestisation. This file is not final and will be revised before official database authorization. It is a long one, yes, but remember, if we're reading this, we can pick and choose a little bit. We can kind of dumb it down to... Because you're right, this is a long one, but the longest thing that it has going for it is the interview log. So that shouldn't be too... What the... Dude, it's a guy in a chair. Alright, hold on. Okay. In order to ensure that SCP-6080 retains blah, it is kept inside a thing, resembling a child's bedroom. Okay, the room is equipped... It's just a box. Eric's cartoon box. Okay. You and my D-class during this in the event of unauthorization. Viewed the footage will be evacuated. Wait. The subject who viewed the footage will be evacuated and contained in a standard humanoid cell until the rerun event ceases. Oh god. Archives during rerun event tests are to be filed within a... So that's redacted. Okay. Personnel are required to fill out a form before being allowed access to the containment chamber during a rerun event. Okay, well, what is it? Warden box. Eric's coming box is written in black Sharpie. Simplistic face can be seen on the front of the box, also drawn in Sharpie. The ink has degraded significantly from age. Yes. Okay. Inanimate and capable of... Let's see here. It also displays a degree of sapience and is able to communicate by vocalizing despite the lack of vocal cords. Face drawn on the front is capable of animating to match the vocalization. This one's not really grabbing me too far. An emotionally heightened state. Ontokinetically, that's a word I've never heard of. Can I make this dark? Oh yeah, there we go. Much better. Physical state around blah blah blah. Several methods of returning. I guess I can also make this a bit bigger, can't I? Okay, once an SCP, or an instance of this thing has been viewed by a subject, the thing in the box, the individual will experience a related anomaly referred to as a rerun event. The delay between the rerun event and this viewing can vary drastically from person to person. The anomaly experienced is transient and reflects visual or thematic elements of the piece of media in question. Rerun events can range in severity from inconsequential and innocuous to severe. Okay, this is weird. It's not really sticking with me, unfortunately. There's nothing like really interesting about it. Hey, you want an example of one of these that actually stuck with me? Like, pretty much immediately? Here, I'll show you. Alright. Luckily, I actually have one of these. Alright, we're gonna have to turn on some creepy music. Where is it? Oh dear. Oh god, I didn't lose it, did I? Is this it? Twice a day. Is this it? I think this is. Yep, this is it. Okay, we're gonna turn off the cool vibe music. All right, check this out. Okay, so this is SCP-5351. Okay, and the short synopsis of this thing is that it is a woman. If you hear this woman say words, and you say those words at any time after you've heard them, the seemingly docile woman will teleport to your location and take them back from you, because in saying them, you have spoken and stolen her words that she gave to you. Very weird. Very weird. Very... Alright, okay, so she doesn't like it when you say things that she said, and can tell the moment that you have said them, right? But here's the thing that makes this interesting. There is a log with one of the people that interacts with the SCP, and the SCP, right, this woman, develops an obsession over one of the researchers, okay? This researcher quickly grows uncomfortable because she's not a normal woman. She's not normal friendly. She's very, very, like, very weird in mannerisms and speech, into one which you would be very creeped out by, okay? Here's the thing. Here's a big climax of the story. Because this guy slowly wants nothing to do. He's actually being forced by the Foundation to research and you know, keep talking with the SCP because she doesn't want to talk to anyone else, right? Quickly, this SCP develops an obsession, right? An obsession with this guy. And even though he ends up saying some of the words that she's spoken, she doesn't care. She looks it over, right? She knows, and then the next time that he comes to interview her, she's like, yeah, that's right. I know everything you said, but it's okay. You're just borrowing my words, okay? One of her, basically, the climax of the story is one of the other people that the guy's friends with hears a word that she says and says it, and it causes a breakout, and she proceeds to kill that guy and all of the other people around him, and it absolutely mortifies him, right? Absolutely scares the shit out of him. And the girl goes up to him and just hugs him. And I'm pretty sure that's how it ends. Now, what did you think of that? I kind of improvised a little bit in some of the details. I was just giving you the rundown, right? It's interesting. It's got some potential, right? Yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay. So, I found this, and the reason why I saved it is because the concept is interesting, but it was actually written badly. It is not made clear whether, it's not... Here, let me read this to you, because this is very important. I filled in some holes here, right, that this SCP documentation doesn't have. And so, let me see here. Perform, blah, blah, blah. No audio surveillance or recordings take place, right? Makes sense. She can't say the words that she says, okay? No statements made by SCP are to be transcribed. Any statements. So, if you listen to even one conversation with this person, right, those choice words, you're doomed. You're fucking doomed. Because at any time, if you say those things, even if she's like, you know, she looks at you, I mean, she doesn't like to talk to people, right? So that's good. But let's say you were to somehow get her to say things to you. If she were to come up and be like, hello, my name is Jeff. I don't fucking know. You can no longer say the words, hello, is Jeff, or my. Imagine how impossibly hard that would be to try and ditch those words. With how complex English is, all it would take is one slip up and you're dead. You're fucked. you're absolutely you're cantripped. And even though at all other times, apparently this SCP is docile, it doesn't really talk, nor is any like audio footage done. If anyone has a conversation with her, says the thing, she immediately teleports to you and kills you, and then is free. So, banning words from my vocabulary sounds good. Exactly, yes. Sounds very difficult. So, I was going to wait, and I think that I can still do this. I was going to wait and use this SCP with my good friend Lost My Sanity. God, I love Lost. That handsome bastard. But I think that if I improv a little bit in the gaps, I can make this SCP good. And then the video idea that I had with him with this SCP I can still use. The video idea was essentially making SCPs better. Now, no slander to the author, this is all free content, and someone had to be brave enough to put this on the website, and was proud enough to. However, I think any author should be subject to criticism, or else we will not improve, and just the tiniest little, fixes and adjustments can make an alright or a decent SCP fucking phenomenal. Great! Can make it interesting. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Saphiret. It's funny. I'm probably gonna keep calling you Safi, because in Monster Hunter there is a monster called Safi Jiva, and that's what that reminds me of. That just sounds like an excuse. Maki, you're banned. I don't even know what that's an excuse for. Also, good to see you, brother. Also, good to see you. What? Okay, so I think this is the subject material that we will work with. Now the question is how. But don't think too hard about it, because it's actually not that difficult. Okay? It really isn't. You just have to put your paintbrush in the paint, dab it in your specific style, and then you just, same problem with creepypastas. Exactly. Fucking thank you. That could be a video idea in its own, right? Bad writing. Good idea, bad writing. It's a curse. But, unfortunately, just like specific memes, they require certain handling, and not everyone is good enough to use them. Hold on one second. I have a very important scripture to read to you all today. It is very important, trust me. Hold on, where is it? Yes. My child, AMVs are always cringe. Matthew 10:8. Yes, it's true. There is no version of an AMV that doth exist that is not cringe. That could also be a video too. Child, kneel before me. I must bestow upon you thine wisdom. Thou'st held for a fortnight. Many a yonder to bestow upon you now. And to you I say, AMVs are always cringe. So saith. It's Matthew 10:8. In the good book, in the good book above, AMVs are the video equivalent of free huggers at conventions. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a fucking sappy. That is one of the most accurate things I've ever heard. It's, my God. It's true. It really is. It's true. Oh my God. All right. Enough distractions. No more AMVs. Put those Bibles away. All right. Close the book. on Matthew 10:8. Come back to it later. It's not going anywhere. The good Lord above will embrace you. All right, you need to go to work. You cannot just keep talking forever. Or can you? No, shut. All right, okay. All right. So, let's. Oh, I opened the wrong Sony Vegas. Shit. Hold on. I gotta wait for it to load. Hold on. It's better not show the Amori video I've been working on. I swear. I will literally delete the stream. I will. Oh, good. Okay, good. Okay, good. All right, let's get this rocking and rolling. All right. Okay. So we're gonna need Audacity. There it is. Got it. Bam. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna put this like right here. Squish it down. But anyway, yes. We can do this. We can do this. Okay. Okay. So I think what we should do to start off is we should have a dry take. I should try reading this one paragraph at a time, trying to get into a nice flow, drinking water. And then we will read it and try our best, okay? That's all you can ask for. Yes. Okay. Here we go. All right. And again, this will be boring, a little boring, okay? This will be a little boring. Using Audacity in 2021, it's got to be the boldest thing I've ever seen. Hey, what's wrong with the audacity to use Audacity? It's free. It records my voice. It does a good job. I just a bit of babbling. I don't know. It's free. Okay, so I'm gonna read this with you guys, and then we're gonna go from there. It is a long one, kind of, but not as long as that last one. Okay. So here we go. All right. This will, of course, be boring, but we have to do this. Okay, this is step number 1. You can't get to the good stuff unless you've eaten your vegetables. Damn it! You want your meat. You want the broccoli. You must eat the broccoli. It's good for you. All right. SCP-5351. Object Class: Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-5351 is to be kept in a standard humanoid containment chamber located at Site-22 and fed twice a day in accordance with Nutritional Chart 5351. Regular checks are to be performed to ensure that plant life growing within the containment chamber does not compromise chamber integrity, and trimming is to take place if deemed necessary. Alright, good start. While constant surveillance of SCP-5351's containment chamber is to be performed as per standard Foundation protocol, no audio surveillance or recording is to take place. No statements made by SCP-5351 are to be transcribed, whether made during interviews or otherwise. Personnel are not to quote SCP-5351, repeat any phrases or non-standard terminology used by SCP-5351, or record statements made by SCP-5351 in any context or medium. Any event in which SCP-5351's words are reproduced by an external source in this way are to be considered an immediate containment breach. In the event of a containment breach, the area of Site-22 in which SCP-5351 has appeared is to immediately be locked down, as those targeted by SCP-5351 are generally killed within seconds of its appearance. Recovery of personnel in the immediate vicinity is considered infeasible and not a top priority. Once reacquired, SCP-5351 is to be escorted back to its containment chamber by a security team. In order to encourage SCP-5351's cooperation, all interviews are to be performed by Junior Researcher Cooper. Interviews are to be recorded in general terms only. In general terms only. So that's it. Okay, I gotta... let's call that take one of the first part, right? Here's where the flaws begin. It is not specified by the thing, by this, like I've said, what is okay to say. It isn't... Because, like, restricting... To be able to restrict yourself, right, to say, to talking about what they've talked about in general terms, and it doesn't say that there's, like, it doesn't say that there's a limit to this, ever. You know, like, is this effect forever? Are you cursed? Can you never say this word again? Or is it for, like, a week? Is it for a day? Is there a time limit? These things need to be specified, I say. I think so. I think we can all agree on, frankly. It's very important. Also, now I understand why I can't watch SCP videos, because it's boring as fuck to read this stuff. It is. It is. Listen, I could improv the shit out of this and make it so much better for you, but I suppose SCP details are supposed to be very, very concrete. We're reading a court case together. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to be by the details. If you get anything wrong, then But I'm reading an SCP case in which the details are not even specified, and thus I should probably improv. But I don't know. It's not that it's completely boring, but it's also like a teacher is talking to me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can come at it with all the enthusiasm in the world. I can be like, yes, SCP-5351 is to be kept in a standard humanoid containment chamber, located at Site 22 and fed only twice a day. Or, you know what I'm saying. You understand. At least I think you do. I'm not sure. I could just be talking to myself. I mean, everyone could have fucking left at this point. I don't know. I don't know where this energy is coming from, but this is making me very happy. This is nice. So let me think. There's lots of SCP channels that make the same thing, they read this stuff, if not condense the tiny bit to make it not boring. Still here. Oh, good, Sappy. Good. That's all that matters. What to do? I don't know, but we're going to save this really quickly. I'm going to call it take one. SCP take one. Okay? Something quick. Something really quick. Oh, I should probably filter out the void. Hold on. Well, how about rewriting the whole thing in a more storytelling way? Yes. Yes, I like that. All right. So it feels like a horror thread or something. Yes. You're right. Okay. So, I mean, I'm not the best writer in the world, but I can definitely give it a whirl. I'm not the worst either. I think I could throw the whole scientific approach. Yes. So we could... Let me think here. Let me just see here. A lot of SCP channels, not a lot of them, but a couple of them I've seen, have a good idea where they set up to get you hooked right in the beginning. They don't talk about the SCP, right? like this. They talk about an active event, like an event that has happened in the thing, in the whole transcript, right, to get you hooked right off the bat, whether it be they're, like, approaching someone to kill them, horrified. Let me give you an example, right? Horrified, the man cowered, cowered behind a desk, trying desperately not to, let out the squeals inside him. I don't fucking know. Exactly. Badger knows. Blah, blah, blah. No, Badger. Shut up. Shut up. Go back to bed. Take your Warhammer lore, which would also be a good... That would actually also be a good choice. Badger, good job. I'm proud of you. Warhammer lore would actually also be a great idea for something like this as well. Have to go to work? Good! Go to work! I hope you have a nice time and a good day. While you work, I'm gonna work here. That's right. No, I'm not. Yes, you will. Whether you like it or not. Yeah. You fucker. Don't worry. Don't worry, Badger. See, you have Safi's luck, which means that's all you need. Don't worry. It'll be okay. All right. Let's see here. So there's the thing, blah, 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 discovery. Oh, the thing isn't like, this is what we would use, right? So it'd be like, imagine two people narrating, okay? So it'd be like, it would start here. It would start right here. Okay. What fucking SCP is this? Okay, Badger. Alright, I'll tell you the story really quick before I get into this, okay? Lost and I were going to do a thing talking about bad writing that holds back genuinely good SCP ideas, okay? And this is one SCP idea that I found just randomly looking through the SCP logs. I literally was clicking through, I clicked through like 20 logs, and then I found this one. And the idea, very simple and interesting. There is a native woman, okay, who is an SCP that likes to be reclusive, doesn't like to talk to anyone, okay? However, anyone that hears her speak, if they say the words that she has said, it doesn't matter where they are, she will literally teleport to you and then kill you. Nearly instantly, okay? If you heard her say a couple words, right? This and the, it doesn't matter. She will teleport to you and murder anyone else that heard you say those words, okay? Interesting. It's interesting. This, unfortunately, is held back by the fact that it doesn't specify anything, though. I know this one? How do you know this one? How do you? Badger, do you get around? There's like 1,000 million SCPs, and you've seen this one? I'm watching you. No, but for real, this isn't necessarily a bad SCP. It's good. It's just it doesn't specify enough, and the writing could be a little better. That's it. That's the only thing that holds it back. And so that's what we're working with today. I read SCPs. Hey, if that's true, and I do believe you, I do, please, if you wouldn't mind, send me some sometimes. Genuinely. For real. I'm dead serious. I could use good source material. That would be very, genuinely, that would be very much appreciated. Something that isn't, regurgitated by all the SCP YouTubers. Send you badly written ones? No. Well, maybe. Send me good ones, but also send me bad ones. Send me ones. No, send me good ones. Send me good ones. Send me... Okay, we're getting off track here. Let's see here. So the incident report says this is the guy. I'm pretty sure Owen is the guy that has been talking to the other person, right? Or is it Cooper? First big assignment, you guys have the Doomsday. No, it's Cooper. Okay, Cooper is the guy. Cooper is the guy. Okay, Cooper's the guy. Yeah, semi-fucking shitty I can work with. Damn it, Badger. I'm sorry, I swore. I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have. My God. Okay, so, let's see here. The incident report. Alright, back to this. So, Owen. It's crazy, though, really. You should have seen the way she went off on Abrams. You could hear her screaming through the walls. Jesus, I can't fucking believe it. This was my first big assignment, you know? You guys were on that doomsday clock thing, so you've got prior experience. But this was like my big shot, you know? To show what I was made of? Apparently, you're a real Casanova. Sam Cooper throws an empty juice carton at the which misses. Fuck off. Seriously, though, it's not funny. I've not even been sleeping, you know? I keep thinking of the way she was smiling at me. Creepy shit, like someone looking down a microscope at you. Who's Owens again? Oh, yeah. Everyone's got your back with this. You're carrying this whole thing, you know? Abram thinks so, too. She can get as creepy as she likes. She's still in there, and you're still out here. And then he goes, until someone fucks up. Nobody's gonna fuck up. We know what we're doing. You do too, right, John? Who the fuck is John? Oh, it's that guy. Right. You know how this started? Where all the trouble came from? That fucking thing she gave me. The leaf? Oh, no. He said the thing. He said the thing because the lady gave her a thing, alright? Who knows what it was? Who knows? Or whatever, right? And then... And should you really, spreads their arms, right? You see her? It's like I told Abrams after I came back. It's words that summon her. Words, plural. If you could do it with just one, she'd just pop up wherever anyone said hello, right? And then, right, yeah. That does make sense. Now, what the hell? Loud cracking noise, SCP appears in the midst of the 3 junior researchers within the span of 10 seconds, tears out J.R. Lindsay Owens' jugular with its teeth, disembowels J.R. Jonathan Worthy, and curtsies, right, towards Sam Cooper. So yeah, it likes Sam Cooper. It doesn't care that it's saying the words. It's so weird. J.R. Sam Cooper screams, now covered in blood, and retreats to the corner of the room. SCP-5351 follows after them. At this point, containment breach is confirmed. Alarms begin going off through the site, and the camera, or canteen, is locked down when the presence of the SCP is noted on surveillance camera. Security team dispatched. What the fuck? What the fuck? Right, he's freaking out. Right? And then he says the thing. She says the thing that she's not... We can't read it because it's a thing, get it? She can't read it, okay? J.R. Sam Cooper looks at the corpses, and they're fucking dead, dude. She ripped out the one's jugular. How metal is that? This I'm imagining this Indian woman, right? Rips... I mean, I guess she teleported, right? So it's not that far-fetched to imagine, but she ripped out his, like, with her teeth? I didn't even remember that. No, you didn't. You just... Okay. You didn't have to kill them, and then... Because we can't know. No, you didn't. You could have at least... Jesus. Okay, so there's already an error here. I guess for context, we the readers, she does say stuff, right? I'm pretty sure, to this guy, and we read it, but all of it is expunged right now. Oh, look, there's a question mark there. Looks from their sitting position on the floor. How the hell would I be okay? Do you even understand what you've done? They're dead. Wait a minute. How the hell would I be okay? Does that mean that... Oh, there's so many plot holes, dude. Because look, he's like... I'm assuming that this thing asked, right, are you okay? But he says, how the hell would I be okay, right? Because that's how you normally respond to that. Right? Like, are you okay? How the hell would I be okay? You know what I'm saying? Do you even understand what you've done? They're dead. They said one fucking word and you killed them like it was nothing. Why am I still alive? She loves her. Look at... Puts their head in their hands. You know, that's right. You're gonna get... Oof, you're getting it. No, stop saying that. You don't... It's a fucking pencil. Just finish me off. Get it over with. If you're going to do it. SCP moves its hand forward and J.R. Sam Cooper winces. plants its hand on top of the head, right, and pats the spot for several seconds before withdrawing it, leaving significant amounts of blood dripping from Cooper's hair. It says something. There's a loud bang as the security team breaches the canteen. Hands on your head. I said hands on your head. Steps away from J.R. Sam Cooper. Puts his hands on his head and complies with security instructions. J.R. Sam Cooper vomits on the floor in front of them and subsequently loses consciousness. End of log. So all of that would be dumbed down, essentially. I was getting into it a little bit. But there's like... This... I think this would have to be... Fucking... I don't know. SCP-531's words belong only to this SCP. Therefore, words cannot exist in a space without that existing there. This appears to be its logic behind its ability to translocate. Words are spoken by someone who is not that, however. That must mean the speaker is attempting to steal those words and must be dealt with brutally. If we take SCP as being honest here, that would suggest that its attacks are less a result of random malevolence and more a warped sense of apparent moral necessity. It's unhinged without a doubt, but I suppose makes some kind of internal sense from that inhuman kind of perspective. To hear someone say these kinds of absurd things, like they were perfectly reasonable, is unsettling all the time, but I suppose that's the nature of the job. Well, all four are rather non-popular SCPs. Defoe and Molina are returning to Spider-Man. Badger? You badger me. That's right, I got you. I got you good. I got you good. Fuck. Damn. Got you, brother. Can I look up just 3999? No, did that not work? What series is it under? Oh. Boy. No, where's 3,999? Do I okay. I am at the center of everything that happens to me. Let us go then, you and I, when the 11-day empire eats the sky like a humanoid melting like clams upon the breakfast table. That doesn't fucking rhyme. I am irritated. My God. Oh, Badger, don't be late, please. But I'm glad that you stopped by. Let's see. Containment cannot be contained at the present moment and currently poses a ZK class end of reality scenario. The most advisable course of action is for researcher Talaran, believed to be the focal point, to remove himself from contact with all Foundation sites and personnel to avoid further collateral damage. It is theorized that if researcher Talaran is contained in an extremely secluded area, then the destructive capabilities will temporarily cease, stop, be contained, preserve some remnants. Weird. Wonder why that's weird. Okay. Most advisable course of action is for researcher Talaran, believed to be the focal point. You don't know anything about poetry? Shut the fuck up. That's the rhyme, or else I'm not satisfied. You haiku me. It is snowing on Mount Fuji. Bullshit. Get out of here. Get out of here, Makimu. I can't even read your name and I know you're Maki. I do. I just do. Let me double check though. Yep, you're Maki. I knew it. Anyway, the most advisable course of action is for Talaran. Wait a minute, it repeats. The most advisable course of action is for research Talaran, believed to be the focal point of SCP-399, to remove himself from contact with all human populations to avoid further collateral damage to the Earth and its societies. Theorized to terminate himself quickly in a secluded region, then SCP-3999 will be decommissioned. Why is it... Alright, I'm actually kind of interested already. Cannot leave the Foundation. The most advisable course of action is for researcher Talaran, believed to be the focal point of SCP-3999, to remove himself from contact with all animal life to avoid further collateral damage to the Earth and its biodiversity. It is theorized that if researcher Talaran is to live out the rest of his life in a small shack isolated from all animal life and as much plant life as... Researcher is currently continuing as how to negotiate the effects of SCP-399. Current proposals include launching it into the sun. Researcher Talaran... His family is to be summarily executed one by one. The process is to be carried out by trained agents selected from the variety of mobile task force. Fuck, dude.
These agents are retained in military tactics and special weapons and tactical maneuvers. Agents assigned are to score above 30 on the Hare psychopathic checklist. Agents assigned are to execute Researcher Talleyrand's mother first, followed by his father. Any animals present in the building are to be termed. What the fuck? They are then they are then to proceed to the location of Researcher Talleyrand's sister, currently a student at Penn State University. She is to be executed, followed by any of her roommates currently present in the building. Termination is to occur via a single shot to the forehead via Remington 700 sniper rifle fired at close range and equipped with a silencer. The corpses are to then be nailed to the wall outside Researcher Talleyrand's office and lit on fire after being doused with exactly 10 liters of gasoline. Researcher Talleyrand is to be restrained and made to kneel in front of the corpses. Dude, this is... What the fuck? I kind of like this, actually. SCP-3999 is to be classified as a... Researcher Talleyrand's colleagues are to be summarily executed one by one. The process is to be carried out by trained agents selected from a variety of containment specialists. Psych cafeteria workers are to slip... I thought that said sip. Just to casually sip arsenic into the meals of all staff who have had any contact with Researcher Talleyrand up to and including members of the OS Council. Representation of SCP-3999 is to be placed on a pedestal made of pure granite and molded in the Ionic style. This pedestal is to be placed directly in the center in a 5 meter by 5 meter square concrete containment chamber. The vault is to be protected by no fewer than 2 armed guards trained in the resistance and containment of info hazards at any given time. SCP-3999 cannot be... Bro, this is getting out of hand. Alright, SCP-3999 alongside Researcher Talleyrand are to be delivered to the Serpent's Hand as a gift. All Serpent's Hand operatives are to be informed that SCP-3999 is a fifthest artifact of great importance. Researcher Talleyrand is to be injected with Class C amnestic and given the cover story that he is a Brian Frederick Bondisky, a high-ranking fifthest leader. All Serpent's Hand operatives are to be informed SCP-3999 and Researcher Talleyrand not to be separated under any... What the fuck is going on? SCP-3999 is to be contained with SCP-2432. The result of the containment procedure has resulted in a dimensional anomaly, opening up with that in the form of a 3 meter by 25 centimeter by 25 centimeter crawl space. It is designated SCP-2432-1, leading through the wall in a corner of 2432. It is normally obscured by the television stand. When this crawl space is accessed, it leads to a space identical to the layout. I'm guessing this is a room then, okay. Decor and anomalous effects. The next room down from SCP-2432 lacks the exit of this crawl space, and although similar in layout, is not a perfect duplicate of 2432, as the egress of 24321 is. Curtains in this duplicate room open onto the wall. There are no windows. Hold on, I gotta see this. Is this a... Yeah, it's just a hallway. An interior hallway. It's... Object like Sir Euclid. Fucking... Not good. Okay, well, hold on. We gotta finish this with style here. 24321's interior is constructed of normal steel plate, is found in the, the hotel's ventilation system, and is the only break in the para-aramid weave. High concentrations of iron and nickel, consistent with those. Graffiti of fractal patterns were also found on these end plates, drawn in permanent marker ink. Blah, blah, blah. There's a hallway. I feel like I'd have to read the hallway. I'm starting to lose interest. No, it was so interesting, and now it's kind of getting boring. Blah, blah, blah. It's a hotel. SCP-2432 Prime plays host in a small range of... Blah, 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 blah. Let's see here. When SCP-3999 was removed from the thing, probably vanished. All further testing forbidden. Researcher Talleyrand is to be forcibly removed. Researcher Talleyrand is to be kept with SCP-3999 at all times. Talleyrand is to be terminated. Talleyrand is to be kept alive by all means necessary. Poor Talleyrand, dude. He just wanted to research some shit. What was he researching? The fucking Philosopher's Stone? Did he stumble on the Holy Grail, the Necronomicon, the Fountain of Youth all at once? Like, holy shit. Talaran is to be placed inside SCP-3999. Talaran is to be locked inside of a safe, buried underground for all eternity, forever, till the end of time, till the universe dies of a heat death. Talaran is to be fucking pushed politely into a room and then subsequently chain locked in there, upon which the window is also locked as well. I don't know, dude. It's going on a tangent. Oh, but no. Researcher Talaran is to be kept alive by all means necessary. It can't decide. Talaran is to be placed inside SCP-3999. It's to be placed as far away from it as possible, while still maintaining connection. It's not to be killed and placed inside. Talaran is not SCP-3999. Talaran is deeply connected with SCP-3999. Oh yes, very good. This isn't redacted because that's the truth. Researcher Talaran. Alrighty. Finally, we get to hear from the man himself. Alright, let's go. Interviewer, alright? It's Dr. fucking... He's gone, dude. He's gone. He's been nailed to the wall and burned with 10 liters of gasoline, okay? So, who are you exactly? I'm Researcher Talaran, one of the researchers assigned to SCP-3999. But we have no records of you anywhere. I told you, there's something funny happening to me, but I can't quite describe it. It's like in a dream, where things are really disconnected. Disconnected? I have trouble focusing on things now. I just feel a lot of unease. It's like reality has started to feel less real, if that makes sense. But we have no records of you anywhere. You already said that. So who are you exactly? Wait, what's going on here? What site is this? What did you say your name was again, Doctor? Doctor... Person? Person? That's not a name. You just made a noise with your mouth. Why am I thinking of redactions? How can a word be redacted like that in normal conversation? This interview is terminated. The floor vanishes. Researcher Talaran falls into blackness. The room melts. SCP-3999 suddenly consumes Dr. End log. Closing statement. Researcher Talaran is to live with his mother until this whole thing blows over. What the fuck? What is it? Wait a minute, how long is this? Hold on. Brightness alert. Holy shit! Dude, I'm kind of getting invested, actually. Who is this guy? You could totally make a highlight reel out of reading one of these, I just realized. Like, if I had a face cam, right? Imagine. Face cam, nice background. Me looking at the camera and giving reactions. Very subtle editing, going back and forth, right? Bam. Easy video. But we don't have that luxury, so I guess we just keep reading this. Talaran is to be become by SCP-3999. Talaran is to experience cock and ball torture for 800 years, but it's Mr. Squidward. Mr. Squidward. I cannot do a Mr. Krabs voice. Save my life, dude. Talaran. Researcher Talaran has been tasked with containing SCP-3999 by living out his full life from the moment of his birth to his eventual death. He is to live life to the fullest and enjoy the good things in life as well as the company of his friends and family. Researcher Talaran is dead. He's dead. The most advisable course of action is for Researcher Talaran, believed to be the focal point of SCP-3999, to remove himself from contact with all of his own ego. That's it. He better not be a YouTuber. That'd be fucking... That'd be fucking... He's never detaching himself from that. Not in a fucking fortnight. Not in a million trillion years. Researcher Talaran is to meditate at least twice a week to clear his mind of any bad thoughts. Should this fail, termination is to occur via a single shot into the forehead via a Remington 700 sniper rifle fired at close range and equipped with a silencer. Should SCP-3999 prevent this, the corpse of Researcher Talaran is to be dispatched with a MP5-10 submachine gun. Personnel are to ignore any signs of distress made by the entity at this time. So many contrasting views, man. What is SCP-3999? It's fucking bending. It's bending It's making this log argue with itself, contradict itself, say broad statements, say fucking simple statements. What is this? SCP-3999 is to be contained via Mr. and Mrs. Dursley, of course! The fucking plot twist of the century. Of number 4, Private Drive, who were proud to say they were perfectly normal. Thank you very much. What? They were the last people you'd expect to be involved in anything strange or mysterious. Of course, Mr. and Mrs. Dursley, we go way back, because they just didn't hold with such nonsense. Mr. Dursley was the director of a firm called the Global Occult Coalition, which contained anomalies. He was a big, beefy man with hardly any neck, although he did have a very large mustache. Bro. Mrs. Dursley was thin and blonde and had nearly twice the usual amount of neck, which came in very useful. She spent so much of her time craning over garden fences, spying on the neighbors. The Dursleys had a small son called Researcher Talleyrand, and in their opinion, there was no finer boy anywhere. SCP-3999 is to be contained in a bag of Starburst candies, which are to be buried under 10 tons of soil, blessed by a priest of an Abrahamic faith. This is... Dude, this is what I said. This is what I said earlier. All colleagues of Researcher Talleyrand are to remove their hands and rip out their eyes in his presence before SCP-3999 is to be contained in a standard humanoid containment chamber fitted with 1 bed, 1 television with DVD player, 3 romantic comedies, off-staff choice, and a bedside table made of living alligator flesh. That's going to be difficult. That one. At the end of the month, it is to be terminated with an MP5 10 submachine gun. Following its reappearance, SCP-3999, alongside Researcher Talleyrand, are to be delivered to the Church of the Broken God as a gift. All Church operatives are to be informed that SCP-3999 is a Maxwellist artifact of great importance. Researcher Talleyrand is to be injected with Class C amnesty to give the cover story that he is Max Lipschitz. Fucking Max Lipschitz, a high-ranking Maxwellist leader. All Church operatives are to be informed that SCP-3999 and Researcher Talleyrand are not to be separated under any circumstances. So they're looping these things they're saying. They keep saying details. SCP-3999 is to be contained within a 2 meter by 2 meter cube constructed of telekill alloy. This cube is to be stored in a Keter object storage locker placed within the navel of Mrs. Brianna K. Ally, a resident of Huntsville, Alabama. Or maybe this is just a shitpost in how stupidly specific SCPs are also. But how cool would it be if it wasn't? Wait, Researcher Talleyrand is not to be confused with a scented candle. Alright, hold on. This is just a big shitpost. This has to be. Who is Talleyrand? Why is it so fun to say Talleyrand? Put him back in the Starburst candies right now. Put him back. Put him back. He's in there. Get him out of there. Get him back. Put him in there with the alligator flesh. Don't forget, I need those 3 comedies on my desk. Stat. I need them. SCP-3999 is to be allowed access to Researcher Talleyrand's sister. Currently a student at Penn State University. SCP-3999, at the prompting of its armed escort, is to be... no, I can't read that. I can't read that. Nailing to the wall was much better. That's a different kind of nailing. Oh, that's terrible. I'm sorry. Anyway, it is then to use its abilities and reverse the damage it has perpetrated. It is then to take her out for a banana split at Meyer Dairy, a local ice cream shop in the Penn State region. Following this, SCP is highly dangerous to the lives of all personnel. Researcher Talleyrand is highly beneficial to the lives of all personnel. Per O5 ruling, tests are to be carried on every Monday between SCP-3999. On the corner is a researcher named Talleyrand. The little children laugh at him behind his back, and the banker never wears a Mac. SCP-3999's page, very strange. Researcher Talleyrand is to be tortured once a month. SCP-3999 is to constantly play the comedy specials of American comedian and noted Fifth Church member Patton Oswalt. I fucking thought they were gonna do the Family Guy creator. I swear. I genuinely thought SCP-3999 was to, is to constantly play the comedic genius of the show writer for the hit series Family Guy by Seth MacFarlane, I think is his name. Fuck. Researcher Tellerant is to be contained within a 2 meter by 2 meter cube constructed of telekill alloy. Under no circumstances is he to be referred to as Irish American. Never. We could never do such a thing. Notice from the Foundation records and information security. Do not look at SCP-3999. It cannot harm you if you do not look at it. Do not look directly at it. Do not form a mental picture in your head of 3999. If you do receive a visual image of it, you will die. If you ever try to comprehend it, you will die. Do not look at SCP-3999. Okay, so don't fucking look at it. All personnel are to convert to Buddhism, and SCP-3999 hates you. Fuck, dude. Oh my god. This feels like a it's never ending. It just keeps going. And it's... I don't know. Researcher Talleyrand, 30s, bright, increasingly anxious, stands next to the door. Oh god, it's a dating sim now. Stands next to the door leading out of ACP-3999's containment chamber. He's pounding on the door, frustrated that there's nobody there to save him, and scared for his life. Talleyrand, let me out! Let me out! This isn't funny, guys! This thing's slowly killing me in here. I'm trapped with it. Medium CU. Talleyrand's sweaty face, eyes darting. Talleyrand, is there anybody out there? SCP-3999 screeches horribly. SCP-3999 loves cats and is to provide with 1 cat a month for good behavior. SCP-3999 is to be contained on the set of upcoming movie Free Guy, an action movie directed by Sean Levy. It's fucking... This is genuinely insane. This is what someone that was insane would write if they were obsessed with SCPs. It's fucking gold. Oh my god. That is one very elaborate. It just keeps going, dude. It keeps going. I mean, I'm not complaining, but I'm also like, holy shit. I didn't think Badger would deliver. Fucking researcher Talleyrand frantically tried to run out of the door, only to run into a wall of solid concrete where the exit to reality should be. Strangely, despite it only being a solid wall, he could recognize that it was a segment of some great pedestal, chipped by some eldritch sculptor in the Ionic fashion. He shook those thoughts out of his head. So, he thought quickly, I'm trapped in whatever this place is with this thing. There's no outside reality anymore. He tried to wrap his head around what exactly this thing was, but he couldn't. It defied description. It was chaos itself. I can't wait for the end to just be the B-movie script. No. SCP-3999 is to be contained. He clawed at the floor, despite being unsure of what the floor was even made of. It's to be contained. He was able to tear a little hole. It's to be contained. He could see light beneath it. It's to be contained. Whoa, contained, right, and then, look at, it's one more word, keeps getting redacted. He thought of his family, his colleagues, his work, anything about the world as it was, back when it existed. It's to be contained. The hole was open. SCP-3999 is to be contained by everything folding in itself. SCP-3999 is to be contained by everything going wrong. SCP-3999 is to be contained via the following joke. A family walks into a talent agency. It's a father, mother, son, daughter, and dog. Father says to the talent agent, we have a really amazing act. You should represent us. Agent says, sorry, I don't represent family acts. They're a little too cute. The mother says, sir, if you just see our act, we know you would want to represent us. The agent says, okay. I'll have a look. Fine, whatever, okay? Go ahead, lady. Father dresses himself in a top hat wearing a sign that says talent agent. The mother dresses as the father and walks up to him and says, we have a really amazing act. You should represent us. The agent says, sorry, I don't represent family acts. They're a little too cute. The son, like the mother, says, sir, if you just see our act, we know you would want to represent us. The agent says, okay, I'll take a look. The son dresses himself in a top hat wearing a sign that says talent agent. The daughter dresses as the father and walks up to him and says, we have a really amazing act. You should represent us. The agent says, sorry, I don't represent family acts. They're a little too cute. The father, like the son, says, sir, if you just see our act, we know you'd want to represent us. The agent says, okay, I'll take a look. The daughter dresses herself in a top hat wearing a sign that says talent agent. The dog dresses as the father and walks up to him and says, we have a really amazing act. You should represent us. The agent says, sorry, I don't represent family acts. They're a little too cute. The dog playing the mother says, sir, if you just see our act, we know you'd want to represent us. The agent says, okay, I'll take a look. The mother just... yeah, corrupted. That's... Researcher Talon dresses himself up in a top hat wearing the sign that says Talon Agent. SCP-3999 dresses as the father and walks up to him and says, "Pfft. Dude, holy shit." The agent mumbles incoherently. He's having a seizure. Like the mother says, "Pfft." The agent spits out a weak sigh. Order is to be discarded like a humanoid melting like clams on the breakfast table. Order is the way of villains. True good is the formless void, melting and writhing and corrupting. You happy yet? The motivation of randoms on the internet never ceases to amaze me.
Me too, Safi. I'm just like, I mean, it's good though. It is genuinely good. This is good. There's like, there's limitless potential to like a shitpost SCP video that could be made. It would require a lot of work though. It really would. It wouldn't be as easy as what we were doing. But this SCP is so charming in a way. It's like it's very long, but I want to keep reading about it because it keeps fucking being insane. Like, look, SCP-3999 is to be contained using a melon. Is to be contained in the grave of American crime novelist Robert B. Parker. 3999 is to be consumed by Dunkleo wolves, of course. SCP-3999 is to be contained in a roach motel with a life-size duplicate of Raquel Welch. 4 members of the O5 Council are to supervise containment at all times. And also, Researcher Talleyrand cannot be contained by this. Researcher Talleyrand will fight his way back. Researcher Talleyrand will recontain SCP-3999. So there's this struggle, Talleyrand and 3999. Whatever's going on here, dude. Once a month, SCP-3999 is to be infect Researcher Talleyrand with tapeworms. Between 50,000 and 60,000 tapeworm eggs are to be injected into Researcher Talleyrand's bladder by members of MTF Lambda 14. Yes, like a fucking cocaine-fueled fever dream. And I keep wanting to, like, just when I'm getting sick of it, it says something insane that makes me like, oh yes, like, fucking look at this. Researcher Talleyrand does not appreciate the moniker of a 3D printer, but then, where is it? Never mind. Like, what the fuck? What the? Is to be spoon-fed cornflakes by Researcher Talleyrand under the direct supervision of a 2 meter by 2 meter cube constructed of telekill alloy. All staff are to remember that Black Lives Matter, but Talleyrand lives do not. The fucking racist. All cops are bastards. We're going to go pull down the statue of Talleyrand. All staff are to be considered All staff are to consider Researcher Talleyrand a product of Prometheus Labs, and are to regularly execute him twice a month with a Glock 43 9mm handgun. They are then to flay his father alive in front of his mother, and then burn the house down. Then salt the earth until nothing remains. I have to send this. I have to send this to my friend Milk. Hold on. I have to. This fucking SCP. Oh my god. Okay. Until nothing remains, dude. It's so good. Notice from the Foundation Records and Information Security Administration. Researcher Talleyrand is an insolent pencil. Fuck. He is to be shunned by all yarn until the 11th day. 11-day Empire eats the sky. Fuck him. In the ass. But he's a pencil. He doesn't have an ass. Oh, I am dying. I am going to sleep. Maki, have a good night, dude. Sleep good. Okay. Fuck. I lost my place. Oh, God. Should we keep going? Safi, do you think we should keep going? I don't know, dude. Okay, we're halfway done. We keep on. Oh god. Okay. SCP. Fuck him. In the end, all personnel who work with SCP-3999 are to be reminded that it is a fictional entity written by a biological male human in his late teens of Jewish and Irish descent on his spring break
We're a community of loser horror writers who've stolen far too much of his time away and fight like children over left-wing politics in the chat room. And also, okay, no, that's too close to home. That's the fucking writer. That is the writer. That is the writer who's apparently of Jewish and Irish descent. SCP-3999 is to be contained with love and understanding. Fuck, dude, if only it were easy. If only it were that easy, brother. Anyway, researcher Talleyrand is to have a hose attached to a tank of water inserted into his rectum. Water is to flow into his body until it is observed by personnel and his body achieves a spherical shape. Yes. SCP-3999 is to be contained as the containment procedure for SCP-2000. Under Protocol Morpheus, SCP-3999 is to be delivered to the Greek ambassador to the United States as a gift from the SCP Foundation. They are then to douse him with Class D amnestics, and Researcher Talleyrand is to contain SCP-3999 by dying repeatedly. Researcher Talleyrand is not to poke SCP-3999 again. Never again. Researcher Talleyrand is to leave well alone. SCP-3999 cannot be contained at the present moment and currently poses a ZK class end-of-reality scenario. The most advisable course of action is for Researcher Talleyrand, believed to be the focal point of SCP-3999, to remove himself from contact with all Foundation sites and personnel to avoid further collateral damage to Foundation property. It is theorized that if Researcher Talleyrand is... Walk the dinosaur. Talleyrand is contained in an extremely secluded area, then the destructive capabilities will temporarily walk the dinosaur. Because this is what we read at the beginning before it fucking spiraled out of control like this. 3999 is everything that was wrong with the world. Is lolcats. Is you reading this. Is former Vice President of the United States Mike Pence. Is food. Is severely moldy blankets. Is Researcher Talleyrand's soul. Is the GOI referred to as nobody. Is the concept of the Grinch. Is SCP-055 a murderous penguin, not a quadrilateral body image disorder. You're missing sock. Lice. Anything moving quickly. Cliche lists that look like they were written by a crazy person. Is self-loathing. Is Gary Gygax's kidney. Nintendo. Nintendo. Bro, SCP-3999, could you fucking reduce the price of Nintendo games that you've remastered? Okay. They're a bit too expensive. But, hey, at least you're also free, Jazz. Alright, I guess I could forgive you. And you're a pillow. Dude, this is... SCP-3999 is the most relatable spirit in the world. Is the 2020 novel coronavirus pandemic. Is every word spoken by Am in Harlan Ellison's I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. Papaya and mango salad death. Every bee that has ever existed. There's your bee movie thing. Sappy. Is forgetting a loved one. Breast reduction surgery. SCP-399 is a fool. A bookshelf filled with stories. Is all of the above at once forever at all times. In your dreams, this can be the only conclusive fact, so stop asking. SCP-3999. 99999999999. SCP-3... Oh, this is the procedure, guys. This is finally special containment procedures, okay? SCP-3999 is to be contained at El Silencio Lodge and Spa, Bajo del Toro, Costa Rica. Researcher Talleyrand is to be given primary control of SCP-3999. SCP-3999 has been contained via the use of outsourced containment resources and consultants who have been authorized for the containment of SCP-2845. Consultants are to be considered level 2 personnel and are at no time permitted to leave our Site-100. If at any time outside consultants must be removed from containment of SCP-2845 or SCP-3999, Class A amnestics are to be applied before release. Minimum of 30 trained individuals and an unhindered supply of untrained subjects is required for proper containment of those things. 48 trained personnel, all of whom are to be Researcher Talleyrand, all of them at once. That's a tall ask. Are currently assigned to active containment of SCP-2845 and 3999, split into 8 teams of 6 with a further 24 individuals available as replacements. An allowance of 5D class per week has been authorized for the containment of SCP-2845 and 3999. Site-100 has been constructed to the following specifications. It's just 9 concentric circular bands, ring A through ring I. This is probably not important. Oh, the chambers located at 0 degrees are aligned with geographic north and the current location of Researcher Talleyrand's college roommate's pet. Yeah, very important. Researcher Talleyrand's college roommate's pet is to be ritually sacrificed at a random location within Grand Teton National Park. The corpse's brains are then to be dashed against a rock. Yep, dashed. Very good. And consumed with a hot, buttery bowl of popcorn and a refreshing Coca-Cola. Please enjoy the show. Only at AMC Theaters. Only at SCP-3999. Only at Applebee's. Only at Walmart. Only at Barnes & Noble. Only at Home Depot. Only at McDonald's. Only at Wawa. Only at Woods. It's only your nightmares, the death of everyone you ever loved. You wake up to more nightmares. Only. Okay. Dude, begin log 3999. Like, this is it. This is the end, guys. This is it. Talleyrand. Finally, this is how it should be. The scientist interviewing the anomaly. I am the one in charge now. I have brought the order. It's staying this way. Do not threaten me now. Without me, you wouldn't have been able to achieve any of this. Talleyrand gestures around him. Even you cannot survive without order. You latched onto me and still need me. A pathetic excuse for order to exist. This is pathetic. You're pathetic. You can't frighten me anymore. For the first million years of nonsensical containment procedures and tortures and dream logic, it was the worst pain I'd ever felt, but I survived. For the second million years of nonsensical containment procedures, it was still the hardest thing I'd ever done, but I survived. By the third million years, I was growing numb. There's only so many times you can watch anything before you grow numb. But you know what, you motherfucker? I survived, which is more than you can claim, you dumb brute, because you never lived at all. Halloran jabs his finger at SCP-3999. If I end you, things will return to normal. I refuse to believe there's more of this. Of you having the O5 Council abuse my mother with I don't know, the corpse of Jack Nicholson made of Fritos, or something equally stupid. I refuse to believe the only thing left in the entire multiverse is your stupidity. So who are you exactly? Ask yourself that. Who are you before a human who's ready to fight? You're nothing but the primordial ooze, and I'm ready to fight. I am numb to your bullshit, because here's the thing about horror and weirdness, the more you reveal of it, the less effect it has. I am sick of your horror. I am sick of it. I say see you in hell, but we are already there. SCP-3999 melts researcher Talleyrand for 5 years. Dunkleo wolves slurp up the goo. SCP-3999 is immortal. Fucking Dunkleo wolves, damn it. He melts researcher Talleyrand for 5 years. Small summary and passage on what transpired afterward. Very good. SCP-3999 poses a serious threat to normal reality and should be contained in its own vomit. Researcher Talleyrand must submit to his own insecurities. 3999 is not scary. All researchers are to dislike SCP-3999 and like other SCP-3999s. Fuck, I hadn't worked on this in literal weeks. So you see, this started out as a story about things gradually disappearing, and gradually reality was blinking out, one thing at a time. At first, Talleyrand would notice that no one around could remember certain researchers, then the country of Belgium, then a mug on his desk. Eventually the toes on his foot would vanish one by one, Montana, and then the stars would start working out. Windows would disappear before his eyes, branches would disappear from trees. He would look down at his hands to find only 2 fingers and a thumb. Everything would vanish until he was nearly limbless torso stuck in the last containment cell in the universe, typing the last of this article with a vanishing keyboard. Then his eyes, computer, and last remaining finger would vanish, and he would be an eyeless, earless, noseless, mouthless, limbless, naked torso. Then the containment cell would vanish, and the universe would wink out. That only sort of happened. I wasn't really sure how to pull the concept off, so I turned to a new idea. Somebody suggested a twist on SIDS, so I did SIDS as an anti-mimetic birth defect that made parents perceive their kids were always facing backwards. And I also incorporated somebody else's idea of a computer program that is calculating ridiculously large primes that also made you develop a numerology exhibitionism fetish. So I combined the two. Maybe survivors of this birth defect also developed the fetish. Researcher Talleyrand was the lead researcher on the project, but I couldn't make it work. So the next thing I had was an alternative mimetic version of a classical music album that made people who live in central Pennsylvania region hate and grow obsessed with everything I had ever created for the Foundation, even the deleted things, and the things that never made it to the main list of objects. Researcher Talleyrand was the first staff member to be killed by the memify maniacs. It was really, really stupid, but I couldn't get Researcher Talleyrand out of my head. For weeks and weeks, he just sort of stayed there, silently judging me. I would think about him during work, when I was supposed to be teaching small children to tap dance. I would think about him during school, and would spend psychology classes trying to think of a scenario to put him in. I kept trying, and trying. I was fast running out of time for anything of note to happen. Finally, something happened to me. At 1 in the morning, on March 24th, 2017, something happened to me. I woke from a light slumber to find I couldn't move at all. I could barely even open my eyes. I couldn't even breathe. I found myself struggling to get the muscles working that would keep me alive. I lay there in my bed for what felt like hours and hours of pain as my muscles began to cramp and twitch. Then James Martin Talleyrand, level 3 researcher, rose up like the devil at the foot of my bed. He was this incomprehensible dark shape, but somehow I recognized him instantly. He stared at me with these horrible glowing eyes and just laughed and laughed at my condition. I wet the bed at this point. Then from his lab coat he pulled out a giant gleaming curved dagger. It was glinting hotly in the moonlight. As I watched, he stuck the dagger in his mouth and sliced horizontally. His lower jaw fell to the floor, despite the impossibility of the cut being that powerful. What remained of his mouth dripped blood, and his tongue flopped weirdly in the red waterfalls. Like a whistle beckoning dogs, this was a cue for all the terrors of the world to come pouring out of every nook and cranny to join Talleyrand there. It was all the nightmares I had spent a better part of a year immersed in. Silenced presidents, unstoppable lizards, clockwork people, iPods, dear gods, moving statues, old men, both good and bad, all standing silently, a crowd of horror. They looked contemptuously at me, lying, unmoving, in my piss and shit, staying in bed. Why would you bother your time with us? In the grand scheme of things, we are ultimately nothing. Idiotic horror creations. You're so much more you could be than a creator of garbage like us. Be somebody, I seemed to hear them say. As they stared, one of them, a rotting corpse thing, patted Talleyrand on the shoulder. He took the dagger stained in his own blood and leaned over me, his red eyes staring into my soul, and saw each and every bad thing I had ever done. I gulped, and summoning every ounce of will I could muster into my muscles, made my lips move. Do it. He plunged the dagger into my stomach and ripped it sideways. My intestines spilled out onto the wooden floor like wet sponges. Researcher Talleyrand's grotesque maw dripped, spattered blood on my face as he leered over me, and the whole collective abortion of creatures watched smugly. I woke up. It was a dream. And this is where you come in. I sat down and wrote this whole thing then and there. Had to. It felt right. It's currently been about 2 days since that nightmare, and I'm only just finishing up. This is the ultimate end. This is the restoration of things. I don't know whether I can continue from here. I don't know whether I will. The 11-day empire melted me, and I submitted. You watched me submit from the moment I joined the Foundation community. SCP-3999 has won. SCP-3999 has lost. I hate myself. I love myself. Fuck. This is it. SCP-3999. Object class neutralized. Special containment procedures. SCP-3999 was contained at Site-118 in an airtight heater containment cell. 4 armed guards were found stationed outside this containment cell. The interior of this containment cell consists of a kilometer-long shaft into the earth, coated with acid-resistant plating. Every 30 meters, the walls are lined with Scranton reality anchors, all of which appear to have violently exploded. There is little information concerning other containment procedures relating to SCP-3999. SCP-3999 was apparently a Keter-class object, possibly an entity of some kind. It is currently unknown what other properties 3999 might have had. Its containment chamber was discovered during a routine inspection of all Keter-class containment chambers at Site-118. RISA has confirmed that no record of 3999 exists within the database. All information concerning the nature of 3999 has been determined based on the containment chamber's composition and recovered documentation from within. The 4 guards assigned to it were found to have significant memory loss and could not determine how they got to SCP-3999. At the bottom of 3999's containment chamber, the corpse of level 3 researcher James Talleyrand was found. Researcher Talleyrand had disappeared almost directly following reassignment to Site-118. A Foundation-assigned cell phone was found on his body, containing only a piece of text resembling a containment procedure for SCP-3999, but with many stylistic deviations and nonsensical procedures as well as information concerning the nature of the Foundation. From it has been determined that Researcher Talleyrand was assigned to 3999, and it had significant reality warping properties. It breached containment at some point and caused either a CK-class reality restricting restructuring event or a ZK class end of reality event, and it was successfully terminated by researcher Talleyrand at the cost of his own life, reversing said event. Addendum 1, data expunged. And that's all I wrote. Oh, that was a marathon. Damn. Oh my god. Can't wait for the climax where researcher Talleyrand has to contain SCP-3999 in his anus and seals a fucking bottle using a Mountain Dew. Oh god. That was a fucking cocaine-filled fever dream, Safi. You hit it right on the head. Oh. Oh my god. Okay, so that was a very, oh my god, it's just hitting me now how interesting of an experience that was. Cause like it really did. It was very uniquely shitposty, played on the typical things that like an SCP document does, right? But like it played into it, and at the very end it actually had a conclusion where Talleyrand and this entity, right? Talleyrand stayed alive, whatever it was, and it would have led to the destruction, right, of everything in reality. And for millions of years, right, endless time that probably happened in the blink of an eye, you know, Talleyrand went through all these things until he killed himself, and then it in turn killed 3999, whatever it was, though it could mess with reality, and we got to see that was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sure there's a deeper meaning to the ending dream talking about horrors, because remember, Talleyrand at first, right, was tortured endlessly for millions of years until he got numb to everything, literally everything, and then confronted the thing. And then that was cool. That was cool. Oh my god, though. I didn't get any work done. But oh, damn it, Badger. No, I'm actually really glad I read that. That was great. Oh. I don't know if you're still here, but get off there too. Good evening. And not the real person. Hello. Welcome. You just missed a marathon. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Lerno, you shut up. Don't shut up. Lerno, you have no you have no idea, Lerno. What's up, not the real person? You followed 5 days ago. Yes. Might be some kind of like deeper meaning about the whole SCP Foundation fanbase and how numb they are to watch. You're right, Safi, because one of the things that he said, right, specifically talked about. That's a good point. That could be what the dream was about. Lerno, brother, are you there? It's good to see you. Lerno, I missed you, Lerno. I have the next couple days off, Lerno. That was, dude. When I watched the Deadpool movie, right, with my bro, or not Deadpool. I watched Joker with my bro Spencer. I have been there listening to the SCP. I think this SCP peaked for me when it said that it needed to be contained in Starburst. Where is it? Using a melon. Duncleo wolves. What is a Duncleo wolves? Like, I don't know. Fuck. Hold on, no, where's the Starburst? Bastards. Oh, this one too. All staff are to remember that Black lives matter, but Talaran lives do not. The fucking racist. All cops are bastards. We're going to go pull down the statue of Talaran. I'm not a big Naruto fan, but the one thing I always remember, right, was Itachi with his like with his power, right? He made this one guy experience like getting killed over and over again, like it felt like years but happened in seconds, something like that. And that's what this SCP reminds me of, is it's describing that happening over and over again, essentially, over and over and over again, forever. And all these random events are just little tiny teeny bits to peek into the like the endlessness that Talaran, which by the way